In this video, we will be going over the process of adding and editing listings. Right now, we are on the My Listings page. I'm going to start by just adding a test listing. So I'm going to go ahead and click this Add a Listing button. The first step once you're here is just to search for your property record. I'm going to go ahead and just fill in the search for our old office building. We've got quite a few test listings and properties there. As you start to type in your address, any matching options will appear in the list down below here. Click on the most appropriate one, and what that's going to do is take you to or near the parcel that you're looking for. Once you locate it, the system will automatically pull up the property record that exists that's closest related to the listing. If there's not a property record yet, you'll be able to create that. We do have a video on creating and managing property records that I would suggest you watch if that's the case for you. But we're just going to go through the process as if the property record was already here. The pin that or the parcel that I'm looking at does have several properties associated with it. I'm not going to add it to the Touchstone building just because that is a live property record, but instead I'm going to pull up one of my test accounts. You can toggle between the different property records by clicking on the different pins here. Once I've indicated that that is correctly the property record I do want to add my listing to, I can then go ahead and click Add a Listing. This will open up a preview of the property record for me. I can select to edit the property record if I need to make some changes here. Again, we'll cover that in a different video, but let's just pretend this looks great and we're ready to proceed. We can just go ahead and click Create New Listing. On this screen, you can see it does automatically default to for lease. To switch that, I would just click this drop-down menu and switch that to for sale. Same thing with the primary use. You can select any of the appropriate asset classes. Keep in mind what you have selected in the listing type and primary use will change the different fields that are available for you. So make sure that you have those correct before you go in and finish creating your listing, just so that all of the required fields actually do get filled in. The system will warn you if you go to hit save and you still have something missing. You'll get a list down below here. All those required fields that have not been filled in yet, those will be updated to red text. Going through this, just some quick things to keep in mind. The list date and expiration date should come directly from your listing agreement. For the title, we do get questions about this a lot. That's just simply a short title that you can make for your listing. Typically, we have people put in the address or the name of the building. You're welcome to put in some marketing remarks if you'd like to do so there. If ever there's a question about what one of these fields means, down here on the left side, this little blue box is going to update with what that field is expecting you to fill in. And going further down this page, you can see we've got the total available. If you ever need to switch a formula that's being entered in, you can switch that from square feet to acres here. We keep going further down here, asking rent. Again, to change the formula, you can switch it from dollars per square foot per year to dollars per square foot per month, or just total dollars per month. The last field that we will kind of cover here is going to be your commission description. What that is just the amount of compensation going to the outside broker. Keep in mind that once you do save your listing, this field will lock, and that's not something you'll be able to edit. If this is a change that you need to make later, you can email that to the SEBA staff by emailing research@commercialmls.com. I'm going to keep going a little bit further down this page. So you can see here, I've got the SEBA instructor. That's my test account as my primary agent. You can add any additional agents by secondary agent. From here, as that starts to pop up, you can type in the additional agents' names here. Anything that matches will pop up on the list down below here, and then you just select the appropriate one. You can tell their name and their office, so you're sure you're clicking the right agent. And you can add up to 4 agents here. Scrolling further down, you can add any flyers or video links here. The last one I do want to cover in this section here that we do get a lot of questions on is the listing photos. So when you add a listing photo, you can either add it as a common listing photo or a specific listed space photo. What a common listing photo is going to be any image that can be applied to any listing you have at a particular property. So if you have suites A, B, C, and D, and all of your images that you're adding relate to all those 4 suites, you can add it as a common listing photo. If you have photos that apply just to suite B, what you would do is create your suite B listing, and then when you go to add your photos, you would add that suite B photo as a specific listed space photo, so that's not being applied to suite A or C or D. That's the basics for adding a listing. I'm going to go ahead and not save anything here just because I do have some test listings available. So instead of saving it, I'm just going to go and hit this My Listings button. That's going to take me back to my My Listings page. Now that we've gone through the process of adding a listing and getting you familiar with some of the common questions that we have, we'll go through how to edit your existing listings. So like I mentioned in our previous video, all of your listings that you have are condensed at the property record that they're attached to. To see those, you can either click the Show Number of Listing or Listings button, or you can click Expand All, and that will expand all of your listings at all of the properties that you have visible to you. It does the same thing just because I only have one here. Now I can see my active test listing is available here at the Freeman Center. From there, I've got some options to manage my listing. I can click the edit button to make edits to my listing. I can click view to see my listing and share the listing link. If I hit the back button, I can then click promote. That's going to allow me to generate a report for my listing, or I can request a broadcast email directly from this My Listings page. I can also see just the specific listings traffic. I can also choose to manage my flyers in this screen or see the traffic for all of my listings at this particular property. I can also jump directly into adding a listing to a property I already have existing listings at by clicking this Add Listing button here. So that just saves you the step of having to search for the property record. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Edit button now. You've got some tools to manage your listings here on this page. Going down below, you can make edits. And then, like I mentioned previously, this commission description field is locked now. Need to make a change, we just request that you send us the address, the suite number if that's appropriate for the listing, the new compensation information, and then the reason for the change. Once you send that over to research@commercialmls.com, our staff can get that updated fairly quickly for you. Again, it is a locked field just because we do need to document any changes made to that field. Scrolling down, the rest of this information is going to look exactly the same. It just allows you to edit it after you've saved your listing. Up to towards the top here, you've got that View, Promote, See Traffic button again. You can also choose to verify. And then if you do have several suites at the same property and all of them have basically the same information, you've got this Duplicate button here. What that will allow you to do is create a new listing with all the details that you previously filled in, but maybe you just need to make a change to the suite number or the square footage that's available. You could do that. And then once you save it, it'll create a new unique listing for you. So it's just one way to save a little bit of time rather than having to fill in all that information again if it's exactly the same. I can click My Listings button now, and I'm going to discard those changes, and that takes us back to our My Listings page. Again, I don't need any more test listings. Just wanted to show you how to go about adding and managing your existing listings. Thank you.